Alright guys, so today we're going to do a side-by-side image in Photoshop, and we're going to create our own grid. So we're going to first start off by downloading the file Picasso Drawing and dragging it into Photoshop, or you could do a file open and open it that way. Now with this image, what we want to do is we want to have two versions of this, one that's completely blank and one that has this image in it, and you're going to draw on the blank one. So I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to bucket fill this layer white. So you got the original drawing and you got yourself a new layer. And if I'm going to make a copy of this file. So I have the Picasso Drawing here. I want to save this first as a PSD file. So do a save as. Save it on my computer in my Creative Cloud folder. I'm going to call this Picasso Drawing sample PSD. Save. Okay. And actually on this one, it doesn't matter yet. Okay. Now I'm going to do a file save as, and I'm going to call this one Picasso Drawing, I guess. You could put your name in front of it too. So then I have, this is my drawing, and on the drawing one, I know it's so tempting to just keep both. You could trace, but don't do that. If I see you do that, I'll have to ask you to start over. Delete your background on the one this is drawing. And then let's go to open recent, and let's open up the sample one. So on this one we can get rid of the white. So basically you have this and this. They're the exact same size, they're the exact same proportions. This is going to be useful for us in just a minute. One of them only has the background, one of them only has a white layer, which we can lock and create a new layer to actually draw on. You can lock this because you don't want to do anything to it, so lock. Okay. Drawing sample, drawing. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a grid. So if you go to view and you go to show grid, this is what you'll see. Let's do the same thing to the other one. View, show, grid. Now your grid might not look like this. It might look very different than this. So here's how you can change the grid to fit whatever you need. You go to edit, preferences, guides and grids. And on this you can change the how many inches. So like if I could say like 2 inches with 2 subdivisions, or I could do 4 inches with 1 subdivision, or I could do 1 inch with 4 subdivisions, which I think is where mine was already at. That one might be a bit much. Let's just maybe stick to 1 and 1. That seems like this is pretty manageable. And then over here, I think it keeps it on both. That's good, yeah. So if you wanted to, if it was helpful to you, you could do like an A here if you really felt like that was helpful. Nothing wrong with that. And like a B here. And you could copy these onto here. If you wanted to keep going, you could. You don't have to. This is just if you're feeling like you might get lost, or I don't know. Start drawing, and if you feel like you need it, you can come at them later. Oops. Oh, you know what? Actually, C comes after B in the alphabet. Alright, we'll change that to D. Okay, that's enough. And you could like make these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like a grid system. That's either way. Okay, so now if you drag this down, this actually kind of becomes its own window, and so we can do the same thing here. And this is why this is so, useful, why we're doing it this way. It's because now, get these side by side, you can go straight into square A123, which is like this square right here. right into here. And when you start drawing, it's a little blurry, but it's okay. You get these kind of the same size. It's going to be really easy for you. If you look at the magnification, 185, 203, let's try to get these the same. These are identical now, which means it's going to look, everything's going to like completely transfer over. Make sure they're the exact same height and all that. These lines down at the bottom should match up. Okay, perfect. And then you can just get to it. So on this one, get onto your layers, make a new layer for drawing, and get your brush the size you need it. And you might want to start off by making your marks, like boom. Oops. This is going to be exactly where that is. You're going to use your pen to measure the distances. Maybe put a mark for the bottom of his glasses and the top of his glasses, and that little thing is going to go right here. And you can just get right to it. I'm using a mouse, so it's not going to look very good, but you get the idea. Okay. And do one square at a time. And eventually you'll have a drawing that looks very similar to this.